to all around. That's I got cool. People in. Yeah.
All right, excuse my ignorance. What is BPM?
So BPM is beats per minute.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm not into rap shit. You know, tempo. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the tempo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He has a master's, ladies and gentlemen.
He got the disturbing. He got the porn too far. Right.
I know what you're talking about.
Can you see me now, John?
And it asks like 6 different times, are you sure you want to see this pose? Yeah.
No chair?
Yeah.
Damn. That was comfortable.
You started it, John?
Yeah. Well, I already put my phone down.
Oh, yeah.
I thought people were arguing.
Oh! Terrible, bro. Terrible.
Is that
God damn!
Yes.
That is bad.
Hey, John, that joint had the
OBJ. Yes, we're recording on all 3.
Oh, all right, bet. Let's get
That was
started.
a lot.
All the movies.
Okay, that's just some footage. But what's up, man? It's your boy Young Bill. Welcome back to another episode of the VSOP podcast, man. Before I introduce my co-host, my special guest, man, some housekeeping real quick. Man, we're doing a book drive, so check out the flyer online.
School supply drive.
School supply. When I say a book drive,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, school supply drive. It's been a while.
School drive.
Been a while. But yeah, back to school drive. With partnering up with the Rock for Life Foundation with Miss Parker. So if you wanna donate or help out, man, you can hit me up. You can hit Miss Parker up, or you can hit up United Methodist Church. All the contact information is on the flyer. We will be collecting until August 23rd. So please, man, help us out. Give back to the community in the city, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. And I guess let's get to it, man. Before we introduce my special guest, man, my co-host, my angry brother to the right.
It's Nate the Great.
It's Chuck the intern.
Yo, what up? It's Mo.
And our special guest, man, introduce yourself, my brother.
Renzo Beats.
Man, what's up, Renzo? It's been a little minute,
I
man.
know, man. Like a year type shit.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
I actually got the thing on Snapchat a year ago
the
today.
memory joint?
Yeah, like
Okay.
3-4 days ago. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah.
Man, so last time we had you, it was a dope episode, but the audio was fucked up. So we felt as though it's only right, to do it again, man. So what changed, bro? First off, introduce yourself
So
and let the people know who you are again, man.
So I'm Renzo Beats. I'm a 16-year-old music producer from Virginia. I've, have a good amount of DMV placements. I'm all right. I can also engineer, shoot videos, all that. So I'm kind of versatile.
That's what's up. That's dope, bro. So what changed since we seen you? Last time we seen you?
So last time you see me, I was with a management company, and that's how actually I got set up with y'all, was through that management company. I am no longer with them. It was just, I don't have no hate towards them. They're still good people, but it's just something that I was like, I got it this far with the management company. Let's see how far I can go without it, So kind of like testing myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've switched kind of like my directory with production. I've, instead of chasing placements like I used to, I've just became my own artist and started dropping my own projects. I've started, venturing out into other things like graphic design. I've also done video edits, stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
So out of all that stuff, you just named a whole bunch of stuff. Like, what's your niche? Like, what's your most favorite thing? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely creating projects.
Okay.
Definitely creating projects. Yeah.
So when you create the projects, are you getting multiple rappers, or are you doing like the DJ Khaled, DJ Drama type of thing?
So it's kind of just getting the artists. Like sometimes I just do beat tapes where it's just a bunch of beats, and then you can go listen to beats. But usually I just get a bunch of local artists from my area, and I'm like, hey, here's a beat for you. Send it back. After you're done, I'm gonna lock you in.
Like a compilation album.
Like a compilation.
Okay.
Like you ever see like Metro Boomin featuring Gunna?
Yeah,
or like,
right.
He's not even spinning a verse.
Right.
That's kind of how I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. Super dope. So I know we were talking off cam, man. I know we were really talking to us about your latest project, man. Can you go ahead and tell the people about that?
So 116. The reason why I named it 116 is all the beats are 116 BPM. And it took me a while to get the project going because it was my first solo project, all produced by me, aside from one track. And it was just rappers weren't responding, So I sent them, beats, and I eventually got them back, and I'm satisfied with every track that's on that project. Like, that project is amazing.
Yeah.
I got people from VA, people from Georgia, people from DC. Where's Indianapolis in? Indiana, right? Yeah, I got people in Indiana on that. Like so, all around,
That's
I got
cool.
people in. Yeah.
All right, excuse my ignorance. What is BPM?
So BPM is beats per minute.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm not into rap shit. You know, tempo. Gotcha. Okay.
Ladies and
Yeah, it's like the
gentlemen,
tempo. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
He
yeah.
has a master's, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen.
He's just one of those people that if he doesn't care about it, he's just
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I want to learn. I'm asking a question. You know.
yeah. But that's stuff you don't care about, so that's why you ain't know it.
Right.
Exactly.
It would have been sick if he was like, "Yeah, I added a BPM into my beat." And I'm like, "Dude, do you even know what that is?" Like, he's like, "I'm glad you asked." Because
Right.
So what was the process like working with these different artists, and as far as getting in contact with them, you sending them a beat, they sending it back, or were you able to link with them in person? How did
Well,
that go?
Life is But a Dream was actually in person. Shout out my boy Sid Servin. He so he lives he used to live in Richmond, and I only live like 30, 45 minutes away from Richmond. But my boy in England plugged me in with him. So while he's living in Richmond and I live in King George, I didn't even know we were that close. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm about to be in Woodbridge. You know, there's a studio. My label's booking time. You want to come up there?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" So we got in there, just started vibing the beats, and you know, like I said, the engineer didn't want me to engineer nothing, so I couldn't record. Excuse me. We couldn't record anything. So then so I left right before he recorded the song. But I met him,
That's
all
what's
that. The other rappers were just rappers who wanted free beats, really. And then I kind of gave them their like, "Okay, I'll give you a free beat, but I want this back in return." You know, I still gave them their 50% royalties, all that. You know, so it was just like it all came together. Like, you want beats, and I want an artist on here, but I also want to get paid. Like, obviously, you don't want to pay for beats.
Right.
I have a way, you know, so
Right.
that's how I'm.
Man, that's super dope, bro. So you said this was like your first project.
My first built in okay, I'm gonna sit down and make these beats for this amount of project. Yeah.
What's the difference between this project and your other ones? Like, you were telling us about your last project.
So Too Drilly.
Mm-hmm.
So Too Drilly was just kind of me like I had just started making UK type drill beats, and then I just started just putting them in folders, and I didn't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really well, I need a rapper on this. You know, I kind of just sent beats, and whenever they came back, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna drop it on here. You know, it wasn't kind of thought out. Versus 116, I had a plan on what I wanted to have certain artists I wanted on it, certain art when it's gonna drop. You know, when I wanted those songs back, it was all planned.
Right.
Too Drilly was just here's an album.
Right.
Same with T Money's Breadwinners. No hate towards T Money, but he was an artist that I actually wanted to get a project on, and it dropped as a single because it only had 3 songs. And the reason why that is he just pretty much started carrying me. He never answered any of my phone calls and all that. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just drop the tape right now. And I did, and it did. People loved it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So how was the reception on 116?
It's good. It's got about 500 streams right now.
That's
so
dope.
You dropped it when?
I dropped it 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
That's
man.
super dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope, bro.
So, thank you, man. I'm trying to hit that 1K.
So what's next, man?
I just started school, and I wanted to one of the girls I talked to, she made me a cover art, and it says Money Bands Cash, and I wanted to name the project MBC, where Money Bands Cash.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to use her drawing as the cover art. And
Okay.
So that might be coming soon.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's
So
up.
Money Bands Cash, keep
Right.
everybody in mind.
Right.
So for this year, because I remember you were telling us last year you wanted to work with Wife and Lucci.
Solo Lucci.
Solo Lucci, my apologies.
Yeah.
Solo Lucci. And I want to say he's out of Texas. I forgot which part.
Yeah, Houston
Yeah.
or Fort Worth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Fort Worth. Yeah. I think they call it the Kill Zone.
Yeah.
But Fort Worth. So who's on the radar for this year?
So this year's Ben Hunt Izzy.
Who's that?
He's from Baltimore,
Okay.
and he's hard.
What's his name again?
Ben Hunt Izzy.
Band Hunter is.
Yeah.
Man, how is
Yeah, he is hard.
he? God damn, this
You
is
got
a
something
lot.
you can play?
Yeah, my phone right there. But
Oh shit.
yeah, there's a song called "Dead Man Can't Type." There's a song called "Poppin' Shit." What's another song? "Poppin' Shit," "Dead Man Can't Type." Gummo, he did a Gummo remix. He's just hard. He used to date, I think it was Asian Doll. He has, yeah, nah.
I heard her before.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's hard.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
He just sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but he just dropped a tape with another Baltimorean producer named Pyrex Whipper. Pyrex makes the hardest beats I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like Pyrex is so
He was
hard.
on, he was on Dreamville joint.
Yes,
And I know who that is.
Sunset
He
joint.
is hard.
He is like,
He is
dude,
hard.
what?
I know who that is.
Pyrex is so
Yeah.
hard. And there was a song called 30 Clip, 30 CLXP. That song goes just dumb. Like, dude, Pyrex and Van Hunter Izzy are the dream team.
So when you're making your beats, like what's your format? Like how does it work? How do you go off of hearing something and be like, oh, I think I can make a beat out of that, or do you just automatically kind of come up with thoughts and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this way?
It's just a collection of everything, you know. Like I the way my like it's set up, like it's in my home, and I can't, and like I get the same vibe when I go to my house. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like I have to push myself, like, all right, you need to make something different, cause you know, like it's cold in my room. So like when I'm making beats and it's cold, I be thinking hard, cold trap beats, like something that murderers can like rap to,
Right.
and that's the problem. Like no, like that's
That's
like,
that's real stuff.
yeah,
I was about to
like,
say.
yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Listen, like,
That's what's up. You
and
gotta put
that's
yourself in that mindset.
right,
Yeah.
right, like, and that's the problem because everybody wants to rap about like the light, like doing Zans and like all that,
Right.
and like I'm not making those type of beats. I'm making like 2013 808 Mafia type beats, like Waka Flocka type shit.
Right,
So,
right.
so yeah, that's. But I do like little light shit sometimes. I kind of just hear a song 1,000 times, or I kind of just play a note. And I'm like, all right, let me try doom doom, or like that same doom doom, try it as a chord. You know, it's just like
Right.
how I play with it. You
So
know?
how many artists do you deal with?
There you go.
Like, how many artists do you deal with that's like around your age group?
I don't. I don't. I can't
Really?
handle little ass kids trying to rap. I really can't. I accept one. Trendy. His real name's Logan. He's a cool dude. Like he's hard. He you know, he was just like pause. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, man. He's dope. He's dope at rapping. He's just like, one day he was just like, hey man, can I come record at your studio? And I was like, and I don't do that. Like my parents like, you're not allowed to have anybody. I'm like, man, you
Right.
little white boy. Yeah, come on. Come through. Yeah, come through. Let me see what you got. So we recorded a song produced by me. It hit 2,000 like the first day.
Oh,
Like, it
yeah.
dropped. It hit 2,000 on SoundCloud.
Oh, that's
Really?
Yeah, like nobody knew he was rapping. Nobody, nothing. We dropped it and like everybody was just messing with it. 2,000 in like one day.
When he
bro.
goes to school with you?
He goes to school. He's younger than me. He's a sophomore.
And he's nice.
And he's nice.
Okay.
Like bro, like
What's up?
he's nice. He keeps constantly dropping. Another producer I work with that's younger than me. His name's Bam Manfredo. Fernando. He makes hard beats too. He
Okay.
makes hard beats too. So, but anybody else, I just can't really mess with. You know. So those are the only two.
Right. So is it anybody like that you would say you model your producing game, or just you just modeling after, or that you look up to?
Pyrex.
Okay.
Pyrex. Like it was Zaytoven and Scott Storch last year. Like, but Zay
Right.
still got it. Like they still got like in my heart. Like I still
Right.
mess with the keys. But Pyrex, he makes any sound just sound dope. Like
Right.
any
And
sound.
he's so different, man.
Yeah,
It's so,
like-
it's so different. Like what I
I know.
Nah, for real, you only have to because you gonna hit shit within the next 2-3 years.
Mhm.
He gonna be on everybody's shit because after the Dreamville shit, he got on the radar.
He's already
like,
he's already plugged in with Free Band Gang.
yeah. After the Dreamville shit like that, a whole different culture got exposed to him. They was like, what in the hell is
What's
this?
some notable Pyrex songs that I might know?
The Baby Pony.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
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 That's one of my favorite Jones on that whole jump.
Yeah, that shit fire.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So right now, can you give us your top 5 artists you want to work with?
Top 5 artists I want to work
And they
with.
could be up there to them niggas or down here just getting started.
Future since 2014. Because like March
Really?
Madness. Like,
Even now?
Oh,
March
Even
Madness is
now.
crazy.
March Madness.
Madness was ridiculous.
March
It was
Madness?
for sure. Who produced that?
Tarantino of 808 Mafia. Tarantino,
Really?
808 Mafia produced that. He was from Indiana. Nobody knew him. He literally sent a couple melodies to Southside. Southside signed him for like $50.
Wait,
And my
you
man-
said from 808 Mafia? So
He's-
808
he-
Mafia is a
It's 2
collective.
guys, ain't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
808 Mafia is a whole bunch of people.
Oh,
Pyrex is part of 808 Mafia.
Oh.
Yeah, there's people that you don't even know are part of like 808 Mafia,
Where
like German dudes.
Where they from? Or is it just all of them?
It started out with Lex Luger. He's from Virginia, and
Okay.
Southside.
Oh, Lex Luger, right.
Yeah, and Southside's from Atlanta.
Okay.
Well, Lex Luger, I guess, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. There's like 8 different stories. I heard Lex Luger was just acting like a bitch. He wasn't putting the 808 Mafia tag on. I don't know what was happening. So Lex Luger got out, and it was just Southside. But Southside, he always only used the 808 Mafia tag.
Yeah.
So while it was Southside beat, he only used 808 Mafia, never heard the Southside tag. So
Yeah,
that's
that was like that. Another Southside.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Future.
You know
yeah,
that time when you hear it.
yeah. Or the 808 mark. So yeah, Future.
You got a tag?
Yeah, I got a tag.
For real?
Yeah, Renzo made this beat and
yeah.
Two Pluggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to Pluggy. That's my collective
Yeah, he
album.
got the broad on that joint.
Yeah.
Who y'all
bad,
think?
too.
Who
Shawty
y'all
bad,
think? Who y'all think got the best tag out of all the producers?
It's a lot,
Renzo
bro.
Beats.
It's a lot.
Renzo Beats.
I fuck with that.
Renzo Beats.
I fuck with that turbo jump.
Run that shit back. Yeah.
That shit is
I
fire.
don't like nobody got better tags than MMG, bro. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, like the way Ross or the bitches
Yeah.
just laughing out of random.
That shit is hard. That shit is hard.
They,
Yeah.
like, that production on the album.
So yeah, definitely Future, Young Thug. I would still work with Young Thug. I don't care.
I like Prado on the beat.
Yeah, you ever heard of Sauce Walker?
Yeah,
that's his
No. Listen. He is a hard artist. I hit him the other day. I was like, yo, I got beats. He's like, yeah, 500. I was like, 500 for me to send you some beats? And he left me on red. Yes. But I would still fuck with Sauce. I would still.
I mean, it's Sauce, though.
It's Sauce, yeah.
Because he kind of like, he kind of at that point where, bro, he's popping, bro. He been popping, though.
He makes $1
honestly.
million a year, so why am I like? That's another thing. That's what got me upset. Why do I have to pay you 500 to send you beats
Yeah.
that you're only uploading on DatPiff?
Yeah.
Like we're not even making money off this shit, and you're making $1 million a year, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you know, people have their.
So he's charging 500 for him to just listen to him.
From not even to use that.
Oh,
That's
no.
wild. That's wild.
So yeah, Sauce Walker I would still work with.
No, I look at the positive in the situation. So the positive is he read that message.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah,
He's gonna know who you are if you keep buzzing.
That's what
Right.
keeps me going. Like Jimmy Wopo, or
Yeah,
Jimmy Wopo, he
yeah.
died. He died a few years ago. And
In
like
Philly, right?
yeah. And I sent him a
Probably got
beat.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died the same day somebody else passed away.
X.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I said, hey, bro, can I send you beats? And he left me on scene. That kind of like, I was like, yo, like a dead man saw my shit. Like, I could really do this. Like, I know it sounds
I
messed
get what
up,
you're talking
but like
about.
a dead famous man saw my, like,
Right, yeah.
what if a famous alive man saw my shit? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
It's not too far off.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sauce Walker, I would work with Hardo. Hardo's from Pittsburgh.
Who's that?
He's from Pittsburgh. He's like one of Jimmy Wopo's best friends.
Uh,
Hardo's hard. He's underrated, but he's hard. And 21 Savage out for it.
21.
I can see that.
I like 21. Sometimes he just throws me off.
So who from the industry that you tried to reach out to have you heard back from?
Who? The ended Sauce Walker.
That's
Sauce
pretty much
Walker.
it.
And Solo Lucci.
Oh, okay.
Solo Lucci
I
actually.
remember you posted about that.
Yeah, I was excited. But he and his brother too, or his cousin. His cousin asked me for beats too. I'm still sending them. It's kind of got to the point where I have a catalog. I just send beats.
What's the hardest beat you ever made?
The hardest
To you, the
to
one that
me,
you sound
the
like,
best
oh, man,
beat,
yeah.
the best probably the intro joint on 116. Like that beat was just
Really?
like I don't understand how to explain it, but when I hear a certain sound, especially when it comes from the same bank that was from March Madness, as I'm trying to make a beat like March Madness, I just get like mellowy and like sometimes I don't remember I made a beat. Like to be honest with you, I'll be like, man, when I make this, like it's so hard. Like, but yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I like mellow beats like that. That's just like chill. That's my favorite one.
Do you think you're gonna get into like rapping?
So I kind of already did, and there's a reason for that. So kind of like how me and Mo were chatting earlier, some people weren't just rapping on my beats, and I wanted them on the project, so I was like, I gotta do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other stuff where I felt like I wasn't dropping projects or singles, because just either people weren't getting me the song, so I'd spit a quick verse, quick whatever, and I just